Have you ever wondered why some women naturally captivate everyone they meet? It's not just their looks or charm. It's their ability to connect on a deeper level, effortlessly radiating confidence and authenticity. In this video, we'll uncover the timeless secrets of high-value women and their transformative approach to engaging with men. Whether it's embracing rejection, mastering body language, or cultivating independence, these principles will empower you to connect meaningfully and leave a lasting impression. Ready to unlock your inner magnetism? Let's dive in. Have you ever stopped to wonder why certain women seem to effortlessly capture the attention of men? They step into a room, exchange a few words, and suddenly they have everyone's focus. Is it their beauty, their charm, or is it something deeper, a magnetic energy rooted in the way they connect? Here's the truth. It's not just about looks or charisma. High-value women engage with men using timeless principles based on authenticity, self-assurance, and emotional intelligence. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about forming genuine connections that leave a lasting impression. Far too often, women are told to try harder, be someone they're not, or chase an ideal of perfection just to gain a man's attention. But that's the problem. When we focus on seeking approval or using surface-level tactics, we lose sight of what really matters, our inherent value. Here's what many men will tell you. They're drawn to women who exude self-respect, confidence, and depth. And this isn't guesswork. These principles align with Stoicism and strategies rooted in dark Stoic psychology, which focus on self-mastery and meaningful connection. The best part? You can start embodying these qualities right now. By the end of this journey, you'll uncover 9 transformative ways high-value women engage with men, approaches that make conversations memorable, magnetic, and unforgettable. Ready to dive in? Let's begin with the first and most essential principle: embracing rejection with grace. 1. Embracing rejection with grace. What is the biggest fear that holds women back from engaging with men? Rejection. The sting of unreciprocated interest and the doubt it stirs up, whispering, "What's wrong with me?" It's a scenario we've all experienced, but here's where high-value women stand apart. They refuse to let rejection define them. Imagine this. You see a man who catches your attention. Maybe it's his laughter, quiet confidence, or the way he carries himself. You strike up a conversation, but he doesn't seem as engaged as you'd hoped. Most women might retreat thinking, "I shouldn't have tried. Was I not enough?" But a high-value woman smiles, gracefully exits the situation, and keeps her poise intact. Why? Because she knows her worth isn't tied to his reaction. Rejection isn't failure. It's about compatibility. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control and accept what's not. If a man isn't interested, it says nothing about your value as a person. It simply means the connection wasn't a fit. High-value women understand this deeply. Think about how many opportunities you've let pass due to the fear of rejection. What if you reframe every interaction as a win? If he's interested, great. If not, you've still gained courage, clarity, and insight into what you're looking for. Here's an example. Anna, a professional in her 30s, used to avoid initiating conversations with men, fearing she'd appear too forward or face rejection. One day, she decided to adopt the mindset of dark Stoic psychology, focusing on self-mastery and resilience. At a coffee shop, she complimented a man on his book choice. He thanked her but didn't continue the conversation. Instead of feeling defeated, Anna felt empowered. She'd taken a chance, stayed true to herself, and walked away with her confidence intact. The lesson here? Rejection isn't about you. It's about timing, preferences, and circumstances beyond your control. High-value women don't internalize rejection. Instead, they use it as an opportunity to grow, reframe it as feedback rather than failure. Rather than asking, "What did I do wrong?" ask, "What can I learn?" Men are drawn to women who handle rejection with grace and resilience. That energy, confidence in the face of vulnerability, is magnetic. And here's the surprising part. Sometimes, when a man sees that you're unshaken by his disinterest, he may reevaluate and become intrigued. Treat every interaction as practice in becoming the best version of yourself. Each no strengthens your inner resilience and brings you closer to someone who aligns with your values. Ready for the next step? Let's explore how high-value women master nonverbal communication to create unforgettable impressions. 2. Mastering nonverbal communication. Have you ever noticed how some women can captivate an entire room without saying a word? It's not magic, it's the art of nonverbal communication. High-value women understand that their posture, gaze, smile, and overall demeanor speak volumes before they even utter a syllable. These subtle cues create an aura of poise and magnetism that men find irresistible. Picture this. You're at a social gathering, scanning the room. Your eyes land on someone standing tall, shoulders back, head held high. She's not the loudest person in the room, yet her presence is undeniable. That's the power of nonverbal communication at work. For high-value women, it starts with posture. Slouching or shrinking into oneself conveys insecurity, while standing tall exudes confidence and approachability. Walk into a room as if the ground beneath you exists solely to support your steps. This quiet assurance creates an invisible ripple that naturally draws attention. Eye contact is equally powerful. A lingering gaze communicates curiosity, confidence, and intrigue. It's a subtle yet profound way to say, "I see you, and I'm not afraid to be seen." High-value women don't use their eyes to seduce. They use them to be present and intentional. A genuine smile is another key. Unlike a rehearsed grin, a real smile lights up the face, reaches the eyes, and radiates authenticity. High-value women know that a sincere smile can disarm even the most guarded individuals. It signals warmth, openness, and self-assurance. Then there's the art of spatial awareness. High-value women intuitively balance closeness and respect, creating a sense of comfort and connection. Whether it's a light touch on the arm during a conversation or maintaining a polite distance, they exude calm control. Here's an interesting fact. Research in behavioral psychology reveals that body language accounts for over 50% of human communication. Men don't just hear your words, they feel your presence. When your posture, expressions, and gestures align with confidence, you become unforgettable. Want to start mastering this skill? Stand in front of a mirror and observe your posture. Are your shoulders back? Is your chin lifted? Practice meeting your own gaze with confidence. If you can own your reflection, you can own any room you enter. The next time you're out, focus on walking with intention and maintaining eye contact. Watch how people respond differently to your presence. Nonverbal communication isn't just about attraction. It's about how you present yourself to the world. When you master this silent language, the right people will notice. Not because you're trying too hard, but because you're simply being your authentic self. 3. Engaging in thoughtful conversations. What makes a conversation truly memorable? Is it clever jokes or quick wit? For high-value women, it's none of these. Instead, it's their ability to dive deeper and ask meaningful questions that reveal a person's character, dreams, and values. Imagine a man at a dinner party. One woman asks him predictable, surface-level questions like, "What do you do?" and "Where are you from?" While polite, these questions fail to spark his interest. The second woman, however, looks him in the eye and asks, "What inspired you to choose your career?" Or what challenge shaped who you are today? Her curiosity stands out, making the conversation unforgettable. Thoughtful conversations require more than polite inquiries. They demand active listening. High-value women immerse themselves in the moment, responding with empathy and curiosity. When a man shares a story, they don't rush to relate it back to themselves. Instead, they dig deeper, asking questions like, "How did that shape your perspective?" Or, "What did you learn from that experience?" This approach creates connection, not just dialogue, leaving men feeling understood and valued. Thoughtful questions aren't about gathering facts. They're about building a connection. Men, like everyone, want to be valued for who they are beyond surface labels. By exploring their passions, struggles, and perspectives, high-value women make every conversation meaningful. Thoughtfulness doesn't mean pushing boundaries or asking overly personal questions too soon. It's about being attentive to what the other person is comfortable sharing. A high-value woman gauges the situation and adjusts accordingly. If a man seems reserved, she shifts to a lighter tone, letting him guide the interaction. Her aim is connection, not interrogation. Let's connect this idea to Stoicism. Stoic philosophy emphasizes wisdom and understanding, which come not from speaking, but from listening and observing. A Stoic woman adopts this mindset during her conversations with men. She asks herself, "What can I learn from this person? What value can I bring to this interaction?" This perspective turns even the most casual chats into moments of discovery and growth. Take Safia, for instance. She once felt uneasy in conversations with men, sticking to safe, surface-level topics out of fear that deeper questions might seem intrusive. However, when she embraced this thoughtful approach, focusing on listening and asking open-ended questions, she noticed a dramatic change. Men began to open up to her in ways they hadn't before. One man even told her, "You're different. It feels like you genuinely care about what I'm saying." That's the power of a meaningful conversation. Thoughtful questions not only showcase a woman's intelligence, but also reveal her emotional depth. Men are often drawn to women who encourage them to think, reflect, and share parts of themselves. They rarely reveal. When you ask someone about what drives them or what dreams they hold dear, you aren't just making small talk. You're inviting them into a conversation that truly matters. There's another layer here: vulnerability. High-value women aren't afraid to share their own thoughts and experiences during these exchanges. They understand that authenticity inspires authenticity. If a man shares a story about conquering fear, she might open up about her own challenges, creating mutual respect and understanding. Vulnerability, far from being a weakness, is the bridge that connects people on a deeper level. By prioritizing meaningful conversations, high-value women form connections that go beyond the surface. Men leave those interactions feeling inspired, uplifted, and intrigued, often wondering, why was talking to her so different? It's because she didn't just see him on the surface. She noticed the layers beneath. In today's world of distractions and superficial conversations, the ability to connect deeply is a rarity, and anything rare is always valuable. High-value women understand this. They use it not to impress, but to genuinely connect, mastering. The art of meaningful conversation doesn't just change how others see you, it transforms how you see yourself. Now, let's talk about prioritizing listening over speaking. Imagine a conversation where, instead of feeling heard, you're merely waiting for your turn to talk, or worse, wishing for the other person to stop talking. Now flip the scenario. What if, in that same interaction, the other person gave you their undivided attention, allowing you to speak freely and without interruption. Wouldn't that feel extraordinary? This is the magic that high-value women bring to their interactions with men. They prioritize listening over talking because they understand that meaningful connections aren't built on saying the perfect words. They're created by providing a space where the other person feels truly understood. In a world where conversations are often rushed or self-centered, listening attentively has become a rare and precious skill. High-value women don't just hear words. They pay attention to the emotions behind them, the pauses that suggest hesitation, and the tone that conveys deeper meaning. They remain fully present, making the person they're speaking with feel like the center of their attention. This kind of presence leaves a lasting impression long after the conversation has ended. Listening is more than staying quiet. It's an active, deliberate effort. High-value women don't merely nod along or wait for their turn to speak. They ask thoughtful follow-up questions, paraphrase what's been said to demonstrate understanding, and respond in ways that encourage the other person to open up further. For instance, if a man shares an achievement, she might say, "That's amazing. What part of it felt most rewarding for you?" This does more than acknowledge his success. It invites him to share more deeply. This principle is rooted in Stoicism, particularly the virtue of temperance. Stoicism teaches us to exercise restraint, not dominating conversations or feeling the need to prove ourselves with words. Instead, it encourages observation, reflection, and balance. High-value women embody this principle by creating conversations that are both balanced and meaningful for all parties involved. There's a psychological element too. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel seen and valued. Men, like anyone else, crave validation, not just for their accomplishments, but for who they are. When a woman listens intently, she communicates an unspoken message: "I value you. Your thoughts and feelings matter." This fosters trust, respect, and emotional connection, the bedrock of any meaningful relationship. Let's break down what active listening looks like. First, it starts with body language. High-value women maintain eye contact, lean in slightly, to show engagement and eliminate distractions, like checking their phone or looking around the room. These non-verbal cues reinforce that they are fully present. Next, they resist the urge to fill every pause. Many people feel uneasy with silence, rushing to fill it with their own stories or thoughts. High-value women, however, embrace the power of pauses. They recognize that silence gives the other person space to think and express themselves fully. Lastly, they quiet their own inner monologue. Too often, we're so focused on preparing our next response that we miss what's being said. High-value women focus entirely on the unfolding conversation, responding naturally and authentically. Take Emma as an example. She used to feel pressured to constantly contribute to conversations, worrying that silence might come across as disinterest. But when she started stepping back and allowing others more room to speak, her interactions became richer and more rewarding. Men she spoke with often remarked on how refreshing it was to feel truly heard, a testament to the transformative power of active listening. Here's the added bonus. Listening helps high-value women gauge compatibility. By truly hearing someone, they pick up on subtle cues that reveal whether or not there's alignment in values, goals, and communication styles. This insight is invaluable when building meaningful relationships. A high-value woman, when engaging in conversation, doesn't merely hear the words being spoken. She listens to the emotions beneath them. She notices the pauses that hint at hesitation and the tonal shifts that reveal deeper meaning. She is fully present, undistracted, and makes the person she's speaking with feel as though they are the sole focus of her attention. This level of presence is magnetic, leaving an impression that lingers well after the conversation ends. Listening isn't just about staying quiet. It's an intentional, active process that requires curiosity and concentration. High-value women don't just nod in agreement or wait for their turn to respond. Instead, they ask thoughtful follow-up questions, paraphrase to demonstrate understanding, and respond in ways that encourage the other person to open up further. For example, if a man expresses excitement about an accomplishment, she might respond, "That's amazing. What part of it felt the most rewarding for you?" Such a response not only acknowledges his success, but also invites him to reflect and share on a deeper level. This form of attentive listening ties back to the Stoic principle of temperance. Stoicism encourages us to master our impulses, like the urge to dominate conversations or prove ourselves with words, and instead find strength in moderation. Listening more than speaking and observing rather than reacting are hallmarks of this approach. High-value women who embrace these ideals cultivate conversations that are not only meaningful, but balanced, leaving both parties feeling fulfilled. There's a psychological reason why prioritizing listening is so effective in relationships. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel valued and understood. Men, like anyone else, crave validation, not just for their achievements, but for who they are as individuals. When a woman listens intently, she communicates a silent but powerful message. You matter. Your thoughts and feelings are important to me. This fosters trust, respect, and a deep emotional connection, which are essential for meaningful relationships. So, what does active listening look like in action? It begins with body language. High-value women maintain steady eye contact, lean in slightly to show engagement, and eliminate distractions like glancing at their phone or letting their gaze wander. These nonverbal cues reinforce their full presence in the moment. Next, they resist the urge to fill every silence. Many people feel uncomfortable with pauses, rushing to fill them with their own stories or thoughts. High-value women, however, understand the power of silence. They recognize that these moments create space for the other person to think and express themselves more fully. A well-timed pause can be just as impactful as the perfect response. Finally, active listening requires managing one's own inner dialogue. Too often we focus on crafting our next response while the other person is speaking, missing the depth of what's being shared. High-value women quiet their internal chatter, fully immersing themselves in the conversation as it unfolds. This mindful approach allows for natural and authentic exchanges. Consider someone like Emma. She used to feel pressured to constantly contribute to conversations, worrying that silence might make her seem uninterested. Over time, she learned to step back and give others more room to speak. The result? Her interactions became richer, and people often remarked on how refreshing it was to feel genuinely heard. Emma's shift is a testament to the transformative power of active listening. There's an added benefit to listening. It helps high-value women discern compatibility. By truly tuning in, they pick up on subtle cues that reveal whether values, goals, and communication styles align. This insight is invaluable for forming deeper, more meaningful connections. Many people feel uneasy with silence, rushing to fill it with their own stories or thoughts. High-value women, however, embrace the power of silence, recognizing that it provides the other person with the space to think and express themselves more fully. A well-placed pause can often be just as impactful as the perfect response. But listening goes beyond simply allowing someone else to speak. It also involves managing your inner dialogue. Too often, we're so focused on preparing our next response that we miss what's being said. High-value women quiet their internal chatter, choosing instead to focus fully on the present moment. This mindfulness allows them to connect and respond in ways that feel both natural and authentic. Take Emma, for example. She used to feel compelled to constantly contribute to conversations, fearing that silence might make her appear uninterested. Over time, she realized that stepping back and giving others the opportunity to speak made her interactions richer and more meaningful. Men she spoke with often commented on how refreshing it was to feel genuinely heard, a testament to the transformative power of active listening. There's another layer to this. Listening also helps high-value women gauge compatibility. By paying close attention not only to what a man says, but also to how he says it, they can discern whether his values, goals, and personality align with their own. This approach saves both time and emotional energy, ensuring that their connections are based on a strong foundation. When combined with principles from dark Stoic psychology, this approach becomes even more impactful. By mastering the art of restraint and focusing entirely on the other person, high-value women subtly shift the conversational dynamic. They create an environment where men feel comfortable, relaxed, and free to express their true selves. This, a subtle power, rooted not in control but in presence, leaves a lasting impression. Ultimately, prioritizing listening over speaking is more than just a conversational tactic. It reflects emotional intelligence and self-assurance. High-value women don't feel the need to dominate discussions to prove their worth. Instead, they let their attentiveness and curiosity speak for them, building connections that are authentic, respectful, and deeply fulfilling for both individuals. 5. Cultivating independence over clinginess. Let's be honest, few things are more off-putting than neediness. Most of us have felt it before, that sense of someone leaning too heavily on us for validation, attention, or emotional stability. It's suffocating, isn't it? High-value women understand this deeply, and they cultivate a kind of independence that makes them irresistibly attractive to men. They don't chase, they attract. They don't cling, they connect. But what does true independence look like? And how does it transform interactions with men? First, let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Independence doesn't mean pushing people away or refusing to show vulnerability. It's not about being cold or emotionally detached. Instead, it's about recognizing your worth and knowing that your happiness, confidence, and success come from within, not from anyone else. High-value women cultivate lives rich with passion, goals, and self-respect. When they interact with men, they do so as equals, not as someone trying to complete themselves. Picture this: you're speaking with a man you find intriguing. Instead of striving to impress him with exaggerated gestures or constantly seeking validation of his interest, you remain grounded in your authenticity. You're not chasing his approval because your self-worth isn't tied to his reaction. This kind of calm, unshakable confidence is magnetic. It naturally draws men in, creating a dynamic where he feels inspired to pursue you instead of the other way around. Here's the key: men are inherently attracted to women who have self-respect. Independence conveys emotional stability, inner strength, and self-awareness, all traits that men find profoundly appealing. Independence also nurtures mutual respect. A high-value woman doesn't expect a man to make her happy. Instead, she invites him to share in the joy of her already fulfilling life. Now, think about the small, subtle behaviors that showcase this independence. A high-value woman doesn't cancel her plans or rearrange her schedule at the last moment to accommodate someone else. She isn't glued to her phone, obsessively waiting for a text, or constantly seeking updates on where the relationship is heading. Instead, she dedicates her energy to her own growth, happiness, and personal journey. This is where Stoicism aligns beautifully with this mindset. By mastering self-control and focusing on what's within your power, yourself, you naturally release the need to cling to others. Let me share an example to illustrate this. Emma, for instance, used to seek constant reassurance in her relationships. She would text excessively, overanalyze every response, and prioritize a man's attention above her own well-being. This approach left her feeling drained and unfulfilled. However, once she discovered the principles of dark Stoic psychology, her perspective shifted entirely. She began focusing on her passions, taking up a dance class, traveling solo, and pursuing her career goals. When she eventually returned to dating, she noticed something remarkable. Men were far more drawn to her than ever before, intrigued and engaged. Why? Because she no longer depended on others to complete her. She had already found completeness within herself. By cultivating independence, you also carve out room for healthy boundaries. High-value women are unafraid to say no or articulate their needs. They refuse to tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or behavior that undermines their self-worth. This inner strength establishes the foundation for any meaningful relationship, reminding both parties that mutual respect and equality are essential. But how can independence and connection coexist? The key lies in demonstrating that, while you don't require a man to feel whole, you still appreciate and value his presence and contributions. It's about fostering a partnership dynamic, not dependence. High-value women create bridges, not cages. One of the most beautiful aspects of independence is how it benefits not only you, but also the men you interact with. When a man realizes you're not relying on him for all your happiness, the pressure lifts and the relationship evolves naturally. He becomes drawn to your freedom and strength, feeling motivated to show up as his best self in the partnership. If you're wondering where to start cultivating independence, begin with small steps. Identify one area where you often seek validation, or lean on others, such as needing constant reassurance about your appearance, or relying on someone else to make decisions. Then redirect that focus inward. Ask yourself, what can I do to empower myself in this area? The more control you take over your life, the more magnetic and confident you'll become. So, how about you? Have you noticed how independence changes the dynamics in relationships? Does this idea resonate with your own experiences? If you found value in this perspective, give this video a like and comment number 1 below to share your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights like these. Your support allows us to continue sharing transformative content. Let's keep building this journey together. 6. Maintaining authenticity and honesty. In a world where the pressure to impress or conform is ever present, authenticity shines like a rare gem. High-value women understand that genuine connections are built not on pretense, but on honesty and being true to oneself, about striving to be unapologetically themselves. They don't mask their true identity or rely on elaborate strategies to gain a man's attention. Instead, they embrace honesty, creating connections rooted in trust and mutual respect. But why is authenticity so captivating? It's simple. It's uncommon. Many people enter conversations wearing figurative masks, trying to mold themselves into someone else's ideal or concealing aspects of their personality they fear won't be accepted. Yet, pretending doesn't foster connection. In fact, it often pushes people away. Men, like anyone else, can sense when someone isn't being genuine. On the other hand, authenticity is both refreshing and inviting. It encourages others to drop their guard, cultivating a space where genuine interaction can flourish. Imagine speaking with a man for the first time. Instead of tailoring your responses to align with what you think he wants to hear, you share your real thoughts, your passions, values, and even your quirks. Maybe you admit to binge-watching a guilty pleasure show or express your love for an unusual hobby. It's not about oversharing or seeking approval, but about confidently embracing your individuality. This honesty sets the stage for a relationship built on authenticity rather than pretense. High-value women also know that authenticity extends beyond words. They avoid mind games or manipulative tactics to gain an advantage. Instead, they communicate openly and respectfully, ensuring their intentions are transparent. If they're interested in someone, they show it through their actions, rather than leaving the other person guessing. Conversely, if they're not interested, they express it kindly, steering clear of unnecessary confusion or mixed messages. Honesty also involves establishing boundaries. A high-value woman doesn't feel pressured to agree with everything a man says to maintain his interest. When she has a differing opinion, she voices it respectfully, enriching the conversation rather than stifling it. Men admire this level of integrity. It reflects confidence, intelligence, and a willingness to engage authentically. At its core, this principle aligns seamlessly with Stoicism. The philosophy emphasizes staying true to one's values and virtues, resisting external pressures or fleeting desires. A Stoic woman isn't afraid to reveal her true self, because she understands her worth isn't dependent on someone else's approval. This unwavering self-awareness allows her to approach relationships from a position of strength and authenticity. But why do so many people shy away from honesty in their interactions? Often, it's rooted in fear of rejection, judgment, or vulnerability. High-value women confront this fear head-on. They recognize that being authentic may not resonate with everyone, and that's perfectly fine. They'd rather attract someone who values them for who they genuinely are than build a relationship on a false foundation. This mindset isn't just beneficial for relationships, it's transformative on a personal level. Living authentically frees you from the exhausting cycle of performance and people-pleasing. It allows you to reclaim your energy and channel it into meaningful rather than superficial connections. As a result, men don't just find you likable, they respect and admire you. There's another layer to this: vulnerability. Many associate honesty with strength, but true honesty also requires the bravery to expose your softer side. High-value women are unafraid to admit their mistakes, share their insecurities, or express their emotions. They recognize that vulnerability isn't a weakness, but a bridge to deeper, more meaningful connections. Trust is the foundation of authenticity. When a man sees you're willing to be genuine with him, it creates a sense of safety for him to do the same. It's essential to remember that authenticity works both ways. High-value women seek honesty, in return, looking for partners who are equally sincere. They don't settle for superficial charm or empty promises, but instead focus on actions that match words. This mutual authenticity fosters a connection where both individuals feel truly seen and appreciated for who they are. Take Claudia, for example. She once approached dating with a perfectionist mindset, carefully crafting her responses and concealing parts of herself she worried might seem uncool. Over time, this left her feeling unfulfilled and disconnected. When she finally embraced her genuine self, flaws, quirks, and all, something incredible happened. men started responding differently. They opened up more, relaxed around her, and appreciated her depth and honesty. By being authentic, she invited genuine connections into her life. Authenticity isn't a tactic, it's a lifestyle. Living honestly means aligning your actions with your values, creating a ripple effect that draws the right people into your world. It's not about impressing others, but expressing your true self. In a society starved for real connections, honesty becomes a rare and irresistible quality. Confidence through eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most powerful and intimate forms of communication. It conveys emotions and intentions far better than words can. High-value women understand this and use eye contact as a subtle yet impactful tool to connect with men. They don't merely glance, they engage. By holding a man's gaze with warmth and confidence, they create a silent yet profound connection, like an invisible thread tying them together. Picture sitting across from someone who meets your eyes, not with distraction or hesitation, but with steady assurance. You feel their presence, their interest, their confidence. This is the effect high-value women create with intentional eye contact. It communicates, "I see you, and I'm not afraid to be seen." This is a magnetic energy that immediately distinguishes them from others. On a psychological level, eye contact activates the brain's mechanisms for social bonding, building trust, and fostering closeness. Men, like anyone else, are naturally drawn to women who engage them with attentive and genuine eye contact. It signals sincerity, attentiveness, and self-assuredness, all key traits of a high-value woman. The secret to mastering eye contact lies in intention. High-value women don't use their gaze as a weapon for manipulation or dominance. Instead, they view it as a genuine expression of being fully present. Holding a man's gaze isn't about exerting control, but about fostering connection. This approach leaves a lasting impression that resonates long after the conversation has ended. Here's an example. Sarah, a woman known for her quiet confidence, recently attended a networking event. While speaking with a nervous man, she maintained steady, kind eye contact, not intense or piercing, but calm and inviting. Her focused gaze encouraged him to open up. By the end of the conversation, he remarked, "I feel like you really listened to me." All she had done was give him her full attention, silently communicating her interest and respect. But let's clarify, effective eye contact isn't about staring. High-value women balance intensity with ease, creating a natural rhythm in their interactions. They hold eye contact long enough to show interest, but break it occasionally to keep the interaction comfortable. This balance ensures the exchange feels natural and never forced. Mastering eye contact is about connection, not control. By engaging with intention, high-value women demonstrate their confidence, attentiveness, and presence, leaving an unforgettable impression. Confident eye contact as emotional presence. For high-value women, eye contact isn't just about looking, it's about being emotionally present. They aren't gazing at someone while silently rehearsing their next response or worrying about how they appear. Instead, they are fully immersed in the moment, letting their eyes reflect genuine interest. This level of presence is what gives their eye contact its impact. It's not merely a physical act, but an emotional one. This concept resonates with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes mindfulness and deliberate intention in interactions. A Stoic woman utilizes eye contact to ground herself in the present, demonstrating respect and attentiveness to the person before her. It's a display of self-control and mindfulness, perfectly aligned with the essence of a high-value woman. Contact also carries an element of vulnerability, which is part of its unique charm. By meeting someone's gaze, you're not just looking at them, you're inviting them to see you. High-value women embrace this vulnerability, understanding it as a foundation for building meaningful connections. When they meet a man's eyes, with openness and confidence, they create a safe space for authenticity to flourish for both parties. The subtle nuances of eye contact, small shifts in eye contact, can speak volumes. A gentle softening of the eyes can convey empathy, while a playful sparkle can suggest intrigue or humor. High-value women are attuned to these layers of nonverbal communication, using them to add richness and depth to their interactions. Eye contact also acts as a mirror. When a high-value woman looks at a man with confidence and warmth, he often responds in kind, matching her energy and engagement. Her presence sets the tone for the interaction, one rooted in mutual respect and genuine interest. Mastering eye contact goes beyond merely attracting attention. It's about fostering authentic connections. When a high-value woman holds a man's gaze, she's doing more than just seeing him. She's inviting him to truly see her, fully and unapologetically. These moments of connection stay with someone, replaying in their minds long after the encounter. The power of being present. In a world where distractions constantly vie for attention, the ability to truly see and be seen is rare. High-value women recognize this and use eye contact as a way to stand out, not by being flashy or overly bold, but by being genuinely present. These moments of shared gaze are not merely exchanges, but shared experiences where real connections are born. Finding balance in effort. How much effort is the right amount when building a connection? High-value women naturally understand the fine line between showing interest and maintaining self-respect. They know that thriving relationships require mutual effort, and they never feel the need to overcompensate or impress by trying too hard. Instead, they exude a natural elegance, letting their authenticity speak for itself. When emotions run high in moments of attraction, it's tempting to overdo it. Grand gestures, constant attention, or excessive flattery can seem like the way to win someone over. However, high-value women recognize that overwhelming effort often backfires. It can signal insecurity and disrupt the balance of the relationship, making it feel one-sided. The beauty of allowing space. Picture this. You're texting someone new. He doesn't respond immediately, and you're tempted to double text to keep the conversation going. But instead, you pause, knowing that healthy relationships don't require chasing or convincing. By giving space for the interaction to evolve naturally, you let genuine interest take root. This balance protects your energy and radiates confidence, one of the most attractive qualities anyone can have. High-value women know that less is often more. They don't overwhelm with constant availability, extravagant gifts, or over-the-top flattery. Instead, they show their interest with subtle yet meaningful gestures, a thoughtful compliment, a sincere question about his day, or a warm, unspoken smile. These small actions carry significant weight because they stem from authenticity, not neediness. Authenticity over game playing. Striking a balance doesn't mean withholding effort or playing games. High-value women reject the notion that they need to act aloof to seem more desirable. Instead, they prioritize aligning their actions with their values. They show interest without compromising their self-respect, maintaining a natural balance that fosters genuine connections. This approach ensures their interactions are rooted in mutual respect and authenticity, creating an environment where relationships can grow organically without unnecessary pressure or pretense. By embodying these principles, high-value women not only stand out, they also create the foundation for deep, meaningful relationships. The power of playfulness. Playfulness is a key ingredient in effective flirting. High-value women use humor, teasing, and a touch of mischief to create a relaxed and enjoyable atmosphere. They might playfully challenge a man's opinion or joke about a shared observation, all while maintaining an air of lightheartedness. This approach shows confidence and a willingness to have fun, which is irresistibly attractive. For example, if a man makes a witty comment, a high-value woman might respond with a playful quip or a mock-serious expression, turning the interaction into a shared moment of joy. This kind of back and forth creates a sense of connection without the need for over-the-top gestures. Sincerity in flirting. While playfulness is crucial, sincerity ensures the interaction remains genuine. High-value women don't flirt to lead someone on or create false expectations. Instead, they are intentional with their words and actions, showing genuine interest in the person they're engaging with. This sincerity builds trust and fosters a deeper connection. For instance, if a man shares something meaningful, a high-value woman acknowledges it with warmth and attentiveness. She doesn't brush past his vulnerability. Instead, she respects and values it, deepening their bond. This balance of playfulness and sincerity makes her interactions both fun and meaningful. Flirting as a reflection of self-assurance. Flirting for high-value women isn't about seeking validation. It's about expressing their self-assurance and curiosity. They don't use flirting as a tool to prove their worth or gain approval, but as a natural extension of their confidence. This authenticity is magnetic, drawing people in without effort. For example, instead of trying to impress with rehearsed lines or grand gestures, a high-value woman simply engages with the moment, letting her personality shine. Her confidence communicates, "I know my value and I'm not afraid to show it." Stoicism in flirting. This principle ties seamlessly with Stoicism. The philosophy teaches us to remain grounded in our values and actions, rather than being swayed by external outcomes. High-value women apply this by approaching flirting with intention and authenticity, focusing on what they can control, their own behavior, rather than obsessing over how the other person responds. Practical tips for flirting. If you're looking to incorporate these principles into your own interactions, start with small, intentional steps. Maintain eye contact. A steady, confident gaze conveys interest and presence without needing words. Use playful teasing. Lightly challenge or joke about something the other person says to create a fun dynamic. Show genuine interest. Ask thoughtful questions and respond with sincerity, showing you value the conversation. Balance effort and ease. Don't overthink or force the interaction. Let your personality flow naturally, the magic of authentic flirting. When flirting is rooted in authenticity and playfulness, it becomes less about impressing someone and more about sharing a moment of connection. High-value women understand this and approach interactions with a mix of light-heartedness and genuine care. This creates an atmosphere where both individuals feel comfortable and intrigued, setting the foundation for something meaningful. What do you think about this approach? Have you tried balancing sincerity and playfulness in your interactions? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on mastering high-value energy. Your journey flirting with high value isn't about gimmicks. It's a meaningful and enjoyable way to establish connection. High-value women make their intentions clear while reflecting genuine appreciation for the person they're interacting with. This honest approach creates a foundation of trust and mutual respect, which is essential for any relationship to thrive. Picture this. You're sitting in a cafe and an intriguing man is seated nearby. Instead of rehearsing a line, you catch his gaze and share a playful smile. This seemingly small, effortless gesture carries a powerful message. I'm confident, approachable, and enjoying the moment. High-value flirting often begins with these understated cues, simple glances, light smiles, or a witty comment that invite connection without overwhelming the other person. The hallmark of balanced flirting. High-value women strike a balance in their approach. Their humor is warm, not cutting. Their curiosity is genuine, not forced. For example, they might tease a man about his choice of drink or joke about a shared experience, such as waiting in a long line. This wit and interest are paired seamlessly, creating a dynamic that feels irresistible and authentic. Flirting isn't about trying too hard or flooding someone with compliments. High-value women let their natural charm shine through, keeping things organic. This kind of interaction leaves both parties feeling seen and appreciated. It's not about achieving a specific goal. It's about enjoying the moment and building rapport. The subtle power of body language. High-value women understand the unspoken language of body gestures. A light touch on the arm during laughter, a slight tilt of the head while listening intently, or leaning in slightly to show engagement. All these convey interest without crossing boundaries. These small actions, though subtle, are incredibly powerful in creating closeness. Stoic principles in flirting. The Stoic philosophy of detachment applies perfectly here. High-value women focus on their actions and intentions rather than obsessing over outcomes. They're not concerned about whether their efforts lead to a date or a deeper connection. Instead, they enjoy the interaction for what it is, staying present and at ease. This mindset of effortless confidence is naturally attractive. Confidence and vulnerability in flirting. Confidence is central to high-value flirting. These women aren't afraid to take the lead in a playful, engaging way. However, their confidence is never overbearing. It's paired with an awareness that ensures the other person feels valued and comfortable. There's also a touch of vulnerability in flirting. High-value women embrace the uncertainty that comes with putting themselves out there. They know that not every witty remark or teasing comment will land perfectly, but this willingness to take risks makes their interactions authentic and relatable. A real-life example. Take Mia, who once overanalyzed every word she said while flirting, worrying about appearing too forward or too aloof. When she decided to let go of the need to control the outcome and embrace sincerity and playfulness, everything changed. She focused on enjoying the moment rather than trying to predict how it would unfold. Her relaxed, genuine approach made her conversations engaging, leaving men feeling more at ease. Flirting as a joyful connection. Flirting for high-value women isn't just about romantic attraction. It's about creating joyful moments. A well-timed laugh, a shared joke, or a playful challenge can elevate an ordinary interaction into something memorable. This reminds us that relationships, whether new or established, should be fun and enriching, authenticity at the core. Ultimately, flirting with sincerity and playfulness celebrates the present moment. High-value women don't see flirting as a calculated strategy, but as a natural expression of their confident, curious, and authentic selves. This honesty makes their interactions not only effective, but unforgettable. Key takeaway: the principles of high-value connection aren't just about what you say, they're about how you show up. High-value women engage from a place of authenticity, self-respect, and emotional intelligence. They don't rely on superficial charm, but cultivate real connections based on mutual admiration, understanding, and trust. The takeaway here is that being a high-value woman doesn't require perfection. It's about intention. Whether it's embracing rejection with grace, finding balance in effort, or flirting with sincerity, It all starts with recognizing that you are enough. Your next step: reflect on these principles and start integrating them into your life. Notice how they shift the dynamics of your conversations and relationships. These aren't just strategies, they're a way of being that transforms every interaction into a meaningful connection. Thank you for being part of this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If these insights resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share this with someone who could use a little inspiration today. Remember, embrace your worth, live authentically, and connect with confidence. You've got this. The final lesson of a high-value woman. At the core of all these principles lies one truth. Your value is never determined by external validation. You don't need to chase attention, seek approval, or alter yourself to be good enough. High value. Women move through the world with a quiet, unshaken confidence, knowing that true power comes from within. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The same applies here. Stop overthinking how to be more desirable. Be the woman who commands respect effortlessly. Embrace rejection with grace. Master the silent strength of nonverbal presence. Engage in meaningful conversations. Balance independence with genuine connection. Prioritize authenticity over tactics. A high-value woman doesn't just attract attention, she captivates the right people without ever needing to try too hard. So now, the question isn't, will this work? The real question is, are you ready to embody this mindset? If you found this video insightful, drop a comment below, let us know which principle resonated with you the most, and subscribe for more deep, strategic, and high-value insights. Until next time, stay wise, stay confident, and most of all, stay you. This closing segment reinforces the core message of the video while leaving viewers empowered and motivated. Would you like any refinements?